Their stormwater bond, another email today, so that Primex Properties would be Tractor Supply. And they had made a request quite a few months back.
Last year, this time.
Last year. And PJ gave them a punch list of what they need to get that done.
Yep.
He's heard nothing about his punch list, but they're circling back to their bond again, but they're just ignoring the...
So if the board's okay with it, I'll respond to that email and remind them of the items they still need to address before.
It's almost like they're hounding the secretary email address at this point. But it just, they got the first one when the day before I did the agenda. I think there's one a day now.
I'll take care of it.
It's amazing they're not that quick to
I could just answer the questions.
Right? It's amazing if they're in a hurry, just answer the questions. Okay, Stonebridge Drive. Or Stonebridge Drive Bridge, sorry. Sorry about that. I'm getting really tired. Okay, so we have an issue with the Stonebridge Drive Bridge. We believe that it needs some remediation, repair, whatever you want to call it. There's just an issue over ownership over there, to my knowledge, of who owns this bridge. We did a few months back make a vote to have it tested. Then shortly after that, found out that it's not ours.
I don't think it's ours.
Oh, it's not ours. Everybody says it's not ours.
Well, the
But,
bridge it is financially is in distress. So
yeah.
will we inherit that problem?
I don't know. I think that we have to start doing some sort of process that we do, like a quiet title, like Mr. Emmerich, or something, like, if that's what we want to do. I don't know what we want to do, but
Well,
I don't know that we can test it without.
Just a short summary of what happened. When this thing first began, we had numerous Zoom meetings with Giant Eagle officials. I think TJ was part of those, I was part of those. And we kept going through these meetings about
I think John and Larry were
bridge.
part of them.
And basically, after a number of meetings, or Zoom meetings, they finally said, well, we don't own the building, we just lease it out, because they should have told us that from day one. So then after that, we found out it was owned by another corporation.
Agreed,
A corporation up in Michigan or Minnesota or something.
Yeah, Michigan.
And we had a couple discussions with them, and we had one gentleman who's getting married, I believe, I guess this month of September, so he was supposed to get back to me, but he said they don't own it. I said, well, we don't own it. He said,
well, he agreed. Their thing was we agreed. You don't own it, and we don't own it. We both say each other, we don't own it, they don't own it. We can't find they own it, we can't find we own it.
well, the thing about it is, it was built by one of the Marty brothers,
Marty Builders.
builders, and I think
Builders,
they filed a bankruptcy.
Chapter 7.
And basically, yeah, so
Just
basically,
to clarify, this is not the Mardic Builders on Brownsville Road.
Marty Brothers.
Yeah, so just to clarify, this is not that company. I feel bad even saying the name
Yeah,
because there's too many. So, this is other Mardic Builders that has been closed for many years, to my knowledge.
Well, I mentioned to Dennis, he did check with whoever you checked with on these things, and it was confirmed they're in chapter 7 or 11.
right.
Okay? My only point is, at the end of the day, and I don't know how this shakes out, are we gonna end up with the bridge?
Well, the only thing that they could possibly argue is that the town maintains the road for so many years.
Yeah.
So, but right now, the question is, what do we do with the bridge, because the bridge has some issues.
Well, my opinion, without any empirical data, I don't know whether this thing's gonna be a problem child next year. Is it 10 years down the road? We're going by a conversation and a comment. I mean, if the comment wasn't made, we wouldn't be thinking about it. I'm concerned only if something is wrong, that we weren't going to do any due diligence. We have people up that live in that particular area, and I think there's a potential for consequential damages with Giant Eagle if we don't do something. That's where I'm coming from. At least make a determination its condition.
Dennis, drawing that the township engineer put together at the time that shows what was taken over by the township on Stonebridge is dated 1999, March of 1999.
Now, in
So it's-
2000, whatever, I forget the date, Giant Eagle did work to that bridge. They applied for an occupancy permit for an expansion, and then they did the aprons, they took off the sides, they did the landscaping around.
Yeah, and this drawing clearly shows the township ownership beginning on the opposite side of the bridge, but to your original point, it's been 25 years that the township's
21 years.
been.
21 years in terms of maintenance, second-class township.
Right. Right, but it'd be 25 years that we've owned it, right? We took it over in 1999.
But there's,
Well, we took that over, but then there's other things where they expand, Giant Eagle and so forth.
Yeah.
And he does the aprons, the barriers, he does the HOP, he does the, and the whole time the township's stating, we don't own this bridge.
Right.
Not accepting this bridge, we don't own this bridge.
if I'm correct, there's nothing on the road dock at the courthouse, at the current court's office.
Giant Eagle uses
Showing that we took over the
388.
bridge.
Right, I took over the bridge, there's nothing on the road dock. And if I'm correct, there's no deed of dedication either.
For the bridge, no. But for this stretch on the other side of the bridge, going up into the plan of lots, there is.
Storage.
Correct.
And Giant Eagle's address is Route 88, which is weird. If that's not their entrance, and then we break off of it after that, how is their address Route 88? It should be Stonebridge. Unless that's their entrance. But it's much like Mingo Circle storage people. We don't have a right to test their property without their consent. We don't have a right to test a bridge that ain't ours. If we all agree that it's not our bridge, then we have a right without the person who owns the bridge consenting to it.
It's just like code enforcement, you don't own the property, you can't go on the property, that's with consent, but I think the question is, I mean, I pushed the issue with, when you come from Minnesota or Michigan, wherever it's from, but they're not responding at this point in time.
But we also have residents that live on the bridge.
Well, no one that's looked at it so far believes, from TJ to the road superintendent, believes that it's an imminent risk.
Is it?
Anybody up there?
I'm not a structural engineer, so I can't profess to,
No, for sure.
to know for sure by any means, but there are sections of that are, there's a considerable cross-section. It's a 12-inch thick bridge deck, and there's some sections that are where considerable amount of concrete come down, spalled off. So I don't know if it's an imminent danger or not, but I know somebody it should be looked at by somebody who's qualified. I'm not a structural engineer, but it's also clear in what the documents that I've reviewed that it's not a township bridge.
Well, the thing about it is, you got a question that you have residents further up the road past the superintendent.
It's not our bridge.
It's on a river.
It is our bridge. No, it's not.
So the problem is, how do you do a structural analysis on a bridge that you don't know?
It's like doing a dye test. on a house you don't own.
That's the predicament that we're in.
Like doing a dye test.
It's a problem for township residents, it's a problem for Giant Eagle.
Well,
There's places where up to 3.5 inches of that concrete are gone. That's 25% of the bridge deck.
It's a problem for Giant Eagles, it's a problem for the owner of the building, it's a problem for the residents.
So apparently, the reason that Giant Eagle was talking to us at first is their lease says they're responsible for everything on the property, everything, in their lease. So that's why they thought, and it turned into this agreed people. There has been discussion about shared costs, and I don't know if we have to go back and look at, make an agreement with Giant Eagle to share the cost, but at the same time acquire this bridge from the owner.
But the owner, at least that I understood, would be that Bob Mardick, is that?
He's one of the
Mardick Builders.
Mardick Builders. So again, this is a Mardick Builders that hasn't really even done building in years, so it's not the same Mardick that, I feel bad, I keep saying that.
Is there a legal route we can go, or a judge to say, this person, this party owes it?
I could file a declaratory judgment action.
And then if it's us, then we get the testimony.
I think that it might even be easier to get Rob Mardick to,
Consent.
well, do a thing where he has no,
Well, do like
want to,
if it's an issue, then like we just did with Mr. Emmerich, possibly do a quiet title action.
yeah, we could do a quiet title.
I mean,
But
is this
do
gentleman?
we wanna take over the bridge?
We have to
Yeah.
protect our
Is it?
residents.
Do we have to take it, but, you know, do we wanna take over the bridge, or do we wanna enforce him to have to fix
I'll
it?
tell you what I'll do, Dennis, I'll get a hold of him.
Responsibility to our
Get a
residents.
hold of it and get back.
Either way.
And
So-
everybody.
So let's,
And everybody
Kenny
else.
wouldn't come in and
Costs
talk
money.
about it.
Oh, yes,
We
we
would
will.
have never known.
So why not
there
go
was a
after
problem.
Mr. Martin?
Me too.
it's a unique
He has
situation.
a house up there.
I've never seen anything like it.
I've never mind.
That's an asset, correct?
So what we'll do is,
$1,000 asset. Why would we forget that?
so what Mr. Spears said he's going to do, is contact Mr. Martin,
I'll get a hold of him.
and then we'll see what we can do, and I'll get following some type of action with the court.
Is this a bridge that we wanna take?
It's a bridge to nowhere, or what?
So, I know from documents, it wasn't just this company that signed this, it was both us. So if he owns the bridge, is he not responsible to participate in the cost of that bridge?
Does he have the money to
He's
participate?
got a house up there on Stonebridge, right?
Yeah.
I thought he does.
He still lives up there.
He still lives up there.
Oh, he does.
Old man Rob's still lives up there.
Why don't we just do, it's getting late, I'll look into it, and I'll report back at the next meeting. You talk to whoever,
Thank you, Dennis, I'll get a hold of him.
alright.